Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natea and this is Nesthetics, bringing you content that is, oh my goodness, bringing you content that is aesthetic, authentic, and all about activism. With it being Black History Month and Valentine's Day coming up, I want to bring you all this video of my favorite Black couples on television, the best Black couples on television in my opinion. And I'm gonna just let y'all know, like, this is my personal ranking, my top 5, and all of them are Black couples from the 90s. Okay, the Black couples in the 90s were it, and the 90s really had the best Black couples. So, you know, let's hop into the video and let's hop into my top 5 favorite Black couples of all time. So coming at number 5 is Martin and Gina from the show Martin. Martin aired in 1992, and I just really like Martin and Gina's relationship because they could just be like so goofy together. They could be themselves. Like, so many other clips in Martin are just like hilarious with Martin and Gina, especially my favorite when like Gina gets her head stuck in the headboard. Hilarious. But I just feel like Martin and Gina, it was a nice representation of like dating in your 30s. And I feel like even though, you know, Martin does have some colorism issues in the show, I really do enjoy the show and I enjoy the dynamic of Gina and Martin. I feel like the dynamic is kind of different, but it's something that we definitely see more today, because if you think about it, like Gina, she was earning more than Martin was. Like, she was more into marketing and doing all of that stuff, and Martin, he was a radio show host, so he was making less money than her. And in some of the episodes they did address that. But you know, a lot of women, especially Black women, are getting into more higher education, and a lot of us are getting, you know, our degrees and getting more high paying jobs. So I feel like that dynamic for that time, I feel like it was different, but I like how they brought that different dynamic to the screen. And even though like she made more money than him, their relationship still thrived. So I really just love Martin and Gina, mostly because they were so goofy together, and that's something that it inspires me, because I'm goofy. I'm so goofy. So like in relationships, I just love being able to see couples that can be goofy in themselves together. Moving in at number 4, we have Carl and Harriet Winslow from Family Matters. Family Matters aired in 1989, but it aired until 1998. Like, this show ran for a span of 9 years. And I loved how like it was a representation of dark-skinned Black families on television, because that's something that we don't see at all today. Like, you don't see 2 dark-skinned parents with dark-skinned kids with a whole dark-skinned family. Like, you just don't see that on television anymore. We have ambiguous Black or biracial folks on television now playing for these families. So it's like, it's refreshing to see something like that, and I'm so happy that we have representation of that and that this show was able to air for 9 years. I will say that I'm upset that Harriet got replaced in like the last 4 episodes of the final season. They replaced her with this light skin Harriet, and I'm like, because this show was on Hulu, so if you want to watch it, like during all this like quarantine and like free time, I watched all seasons. I think it's 9 seasons, all 9 seasons of this show. Watched every single episode. Okay, I just really love how Carl and Harriet, like, that's that like grown and not sexy, but like that grown love. Like,
it's called sudden urge.
Well, it's definitely given me a sudden urge.
That grown love where y'all making like life-changing decisions together. Y'all talking about, you know, how y'all raising y'all kids. Y'all talking about how we gonna refurbish the house. Y'all talking about bills. Like, it's so much, because like when you get into a relationship, like if you're in your 20s and 30s, like it's different. Like, you ain't really, especially like now, if you're like still in school or you're like still in college, y'all ain't really talking about bills, y'all ain't talking about kids. It's like when you that old though, like not old, but like when you're older and you have kids already, it's like y'all having a lot more difficult conversations. And I just love seeing how like their love always prevailed. They got into different arguments of stuff throughout the seasons, but they always came back together in the end. That's just like that black love that you know like is forever and that it's not gonna go anywhere. So I really like how Harriet and Carl's dynamic was, and I just really like their relationship and how it's a representation of dark skin black love, something that we need to see on television. I really love like how Carl was always supporting Harriet was always supporting Carl. Just like it was a good dynamic. Okay, I just really love seeing that environment of two black parents and then a healthy family household, because they really did try to keep their household healthy, as you could tell like in the series, and I really like that. And it's just, I don't know, it's just that grown love. It's like that love like that you see from like your grandparents or your parents, and it's like, you know, they ain't never gonna break up. It's just they in it for the long run because they love each other and they gonna do everything that they can for each other. And even when problems persist, because problems never go away, there's always issues and stuff that comes up in relationships, they never go away. But as you get older, you continue to tackle them and you continue to love them even more. Like, it's just so, I don't know, I'm a hopeless romantic. So it's just like, I love seeing love like that. Just love that is just, that spans over years, 10, 20, 30, 40 year, 50-year anniversaries. Like, I love to see it. Now we're moving into number 3, which is Kyle and Maxine from Living Single. Living Single aired in 1993. And low-key, not even gonna lie, Kyle and Maxine's relationship is a little toxic. Living Single is also on Hulu, and yes, I took the time to watch all seasons, all episodes of this show. But like I said, their relationship was a little toxic, but then I also like how this was another representation of dark skin black love on television. Two dark skinned beautiful black people together. Love to see it, because you just don't see it on television anymore. And low-key, like, Maxine used to make me mad. Maxine was an attorney, and then Kyle, I forgot what he did, but he had a pretty good job too. But it's like Kyle, you could tell that he was ready to put his all into this relationship with Maxine. He was ready to do any and everything. He professed his love to her. But Maxine was always so like standoffish. She wasn't vulnerable with him. And that would irritate me. It's like, this man is spilling his heart out to you, telling you that he will do anything for you, and you are over here disregarding him. Maxine, what are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, I'm happy in the end, technically, they got back together, but I just really didn't like how, like, Kyle was willing to do any and everything for Maxine, and Maxine was just not putting in the effort. Like, she had the feelings there, and, like, from our point of view, the people who are viewing it, we could see Maxine's true feelings for Kyle, and we know she loved him very much, but she just didn't want to put herself out there like that and be vulnerable like that. And I was so upset. I'm like, girl, if you and Kyle don't get together, like, these shows, I be acting like they real people, and it be making me so mad. I be so like into these shows, but that's just me. But yeah, I think one part that made me mad is just like how Kyle, like, when he moved to like London for a job at one of the seasons, like, before he left, he literally bought a ticket for Maxine. He was like, I want you to come with me and live with me. Maybe you can become an attorney out there. You know, we can live together, stuff like that. Maxine wasn't even open to having a conversation about moving out there with him and leaving her job. She was like, no, you got to stay here with me. Like, girl, why are you being so stubborn here? Like, I don't know, that's just my opinion though. That's just my opinion. It's kind of funny how their relationship started. Like, in the beginning seasons, like, all you usually see is Maxine and Kyle roasting each other all the time. And it's not like it was very derogatory. You know how like if you've seen Martin, like Martin and Pam and like that dynamic, it was different with Kyle and Maxine, how they would roast each other on screen. It was kind of funny, but it was like it was all rooted in love, and you could tell that they had a special connection, and I really liked that. Now we're moving into number two. Number two is also from Living Single, Overton and Sinclair. I really love how this representation of love is like a quirky, like awkward kind of love, because like I can be very quirky and awkward myself. So it's just kind of cool seeing like quirky black girls, awkward black girls on television, just like Issa Rae highlights in her awkward black girl like web series and through her show Insecure. Like I can definitely be awkward at so many different times. Like if you meet me in person, like I can be awkward, especially when you first meet me. Like I can be awkward, okay? So I really like how this was a representation of like a quirky black love. Like Sinclair is very quirky and I love that. And Overton, like he always had a crush on Sinclair, and he was just like, that's my woman and I'm gonna go get her. And he had been plotting for a minute. He had been plotting on how he was gonna get Sinclair, how he was gonna, you know, get her attention, how he was gonna ask her out, stuff like that. And I just love seeing how their love progressed, how he kind of like studied Sinclair in a way and then made his move. And I like that. Like studying, I feel like it's not bad, because it's not like it's stalking, it's studying. It's like studying what your crush or what the not significant other, but like what the other person likes, and just seeing how they move and maneuver, and you're like, oh, okay, they like pink, they like flowers, okay, I'm gonna bring them some pink flowers to their job tomorrow. Like stuff like that, like studying the other person, so you know like what move to make. So I really like their dynamic. I really like how they eventually got married, you know, during the season or one of the seasons. And even though this is called Living Single, I like how they, you know, like I said, got married. And I really like how Overton like protected Sinclair. And protection isn't always like, you know, like being your body and your shield. Like when black women said that they want protection, it could be like emotional protection, it could be support, you know, whatever. Like I think I remember like during the show, like Sinclair, she wanted to pursue acting, and Overton was there for her, there to support her. And then also like when they were getting ready to get married or engaged, it was a time that Overton had to step in and like protect her as well. So I really like how like Overton protected Sinclair in many different ways, really protected his black woman, and I love that. And you could tell that they really loved each other so much. Now coming in at number one, like, do you not know who I'm about to say? Like, Dwayne and Whitley. Like, if you know me, you know A Different World is my favorite show, and Dwayne and Whitley's dynamic is my favorite. So of course Dwayne and Whitley is at the top, okay? The Different World was aired in 1989, but it did run through the 90s, so it counts as black love. Wait, actually I don't think you aired in 1989. 1987, my bad. So yeah, it aired in 1987, and it ran through the 90s though. It's a few years in the 90s. Like Dwayne and Whitley, like their love story, and I've watched A Different World all the way through. I mean, besides season 1, because I don't really mess with season 1 like that, but I've watched how their dynamic grew, and I just love it. Like I feel like that's their love encompasses the saying, if you love something, let it go, and if it doesn't come back to you, it was never yours in the first place. But not really, because like they really loved each other. Whitley was always playing though. Whitley was always playing. She knows she loved Dwayne all the time, all of this time, but she was just always playing. And I like how Dwayne, he went and got what was his. He went to that wedding. He interrupted that wedding between Whitley and whatever the dude name was. We don't care.
Will you? Listen to those who ask the questions, brother. Whitley, I love you, and if you'll have me, I want you to be my wife.
What the hell are you doing?
Hey, I'm sorry, Byron, I love her.
Die! Just die!
Let him go, man. Will you have me, Dwayne, as your lawfully wedded husband from this day forth to having a home and richer for poorer? Baby, please, please.
I do!
But he interrupted that wedding and he was like, look, will you marry me? You're going to marry me. And they ended up being together for the rest of the seasons. Like, it took long enough, because at one point Dwayne and Whitley were together and then they ended up breaking up and they were just friends. And I love how Dwayne was always there for Whitley, even when they were just friends, even when you could just tell that he still loved her and he wanted to be with her, but he couldn't at the time because she had moved on. I mean, he had moved on at one point too, but he never loved Kiku Kukulamba, whatever you want to call her, Kinu. He never loved her. He never loved her the way that he loved Whitley. He was always in love with Whitley. And I just love how Dwayne, like, and I will admit Dwayne put in, I feel like, more effort than Whitley did. Whitley did put in like that effort, but Whitley was playing games. I just really love how Dwayne, he was just like, I want this relationship to work. I am in this for the long run. Like, I really love how he expressed his feelings and how, like, he would put Whitley in her place a lot of times. Like, put me in my place, please. I love to see it, okay? I just love how he put her in her place when she would be doing the most. And, you know, they did run into some problems, like, here and there, like when she would be, I think, spending like too much money. You know, Whitley was bougie.
Whitley, listen to me. I'm not gonna spend another night like last night, okay? I can live without furniture. I can't live without you. You're my wife, and I love you. Let's go work this thing out. Come on. You don't listen. You are my woman, and I love you. But if you ever tell me that you are not speaking to me for a week again, I will drop you like a bad habit. Oh, and you know something? I'm not through. I was a serious sports fan before I met you. You knew that then, and you know it now. So please spare me those little 10-minute dramas you perform every time I want to go to a game, okay?
I love it when you take charge, Daddy. I am lucky to have you.
Yes, you are, and don't you ever forget it.
I won't forget it.
But I just love their dynamic. Like, I love it. And I love how they started off as friends too. They did start off as friends, and I feel like those are the best relationships. Starting off as friends and then becoming lovers. You could just tell that they just had a special connection with each other, and then like the little pet names that they would call each other. It was just all so lovely, and I love every second of Dwayne and Whitley's love. I especially love, like, towards the end when she ended up being pregnant.
Okay, there's a noun, right?
Right, give me a noun.
I.
That's good. Now the ball is a verb. Give me a verb.
Am.
That's good. That's right. Got it.
Okay. Now here's the tricky part. The adjective.
That's right. It's the type of spin that the pitcher puts on the ball. So pitch me that adjective, that last adjective. Come on, any old adjective, baby.
Pregnant!
Put them all together. What do you got? I am pregnant. What?
I am pregnant. Touchdown.
My baby's gonna have a baby? Mm. Really, you never look more beautiful than you do right now.
I love it. I'm a hopeless romantic. I love it. But yeah, those are my top 5 favorite Black couples on television. These are the best Black couples, period, I feel like, on television. The best representation of Black love, in my opinion. But if you have your ranking, or you have a favorite Black couple on television, whether it's from the 90s, 80s, or even present day, you know, whatever era, leave it in the comment section below. But thank y'all for watching this video, If you are celebrating Valentine's Day this year, I hope you are, okay? Even if you're not with someone, make sure you're doing something for self-love, to show yourself love or to show love to other people in your life. So, you know, definitely happy early Valentine's Day since that's coming up. I hope y'all enjoyed that and enjoy the rest of this Black History Month / Black History year. I will see y'all in the next video. Don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe, and share with someone that you think might like it. Bye.